you can see this very well, but I'll try and zoom in. There we go. So you got a bolt here, here. This doesn't show two of them, but there's a bolt here, and a bolt here. This one you have to go through the pulley itself to get it out. There's also 3 bolts on the back, so there's 3 bolts on the front, 13 millimeters, and then 3 bolts on the back, 13 millimeters. And then there's also a 16 millimeter way up and back here, which is all virtually impossible to see or even like imagine or like understand where that bolt is located. But how I ended up getting it out was I took 2 super long, well not super long, 2 long extensions like this. Kind of hard to do one-handed, but and then I took a 3/8 swivel socket, wobbly. Throw this thing on there. And then obviously you'll fretch it. And so I also took, because there's some people on YouTube that say that you can get that bolt out from the through the top side of the engine, which is in my opinion, or at least in my case, it seemed to be physically impossible to do that. But so that's why I also took off the power steering tank and hose, and I took off the tensioner pulley, because I figured if any of those 3, maybe there's some videos that said that once you took those off, you'd have room or it would come out, but wasn't the case for me. So I determined that you do indeed need to back out that 16 millimeter bolt that's way back there. So I'm going to try my best here to set up the GoPro exactly, or set up the GoPro and show you exactly how I got to it, because it was very difficult. But if maybe someone watches this and maybe this will help someone, then I'll feel a lot better about it, because I'd hate for a guy to have to go through this if they didn't have to, because it's certainly not a job that's ideal to do on jack stands. Alright, first I suppose I should see if I can get the GoPro position on it. I might have to take an iPhone video. Okay. So we're on the passenger side right now, but I'm just gonna set the camera up. And the way that I got to it was somewhat from underneath, like the middle of the car. So here's the passenger rotor. And then there's all your pulleys up here. Behind this wire, right here, right here. That's where 2 of the 13 millimeter bolts go. Right there, right there, and right there. Or no, sorry, right here. If you can see this at all. Here, up there, and right here, there's 3 more 13s. And then so after you get all 6 of those out, the whole pump will be, and obviously you have to take off I think this is a 22 millimeter banjo. I think it's like I don't know if that's considered a banjo bolt, but it's got 2 copper crush washers on it. And the hose, obviously, that connects to the pump, you got to take off as well. But after you do that and take those 6 bolts out, the whole thing will move and wobble around in there and kind of feel like it wants to come out, but it won't. So you have to see if I can get my light on it, or my camera on it at all. Right back behind that wire. I don't know if you can see this at all. Under, right there, under where my finger is. Right, oh no, right there. That's that 16 millimeter that I'm talking about. And I don't think that you have to take it all the way out to get the pump out, but I believe the way that that bolt works is when you put the new pump in, it slides up in this little, I don't know what you could, this little, in between these two little ears right here, and it squeezes that together. So, all right, now let's see if I can get a shot of how I got that thing on there. All right, how do we do this? So, I want somewhere. It's a good idea also if you can get yourself a light set up, shining dead on that bolt before you even crawl under there. It might help you. So under the middle here, without the ratchet on there, take your long extension and wobble socket. I think. Okay, so get it on there. Oh, here, like what I did last time too. Get it so it's almost touching the bolt, and then slide yourself back where you can see it from this side. And get it on there. There. All right. I got it again. So, man, it's not fun. No matter, even if you've done it, it is not fun. So you can see my extension hanging there now, and hopefully you can see up there that I have got it on. Right there. There's that swivel and extension going down underneath to the middle. Comes out right by where the front, where the flex pipe in the exhaust is. It's right going between that and the going between the flex pipe and whatever, I guess the other flex pipe. Just right there. Try and show you how we got into that. It's from where the at from. Here's where I have my light set up, just kind of sitting here on the blown up control arm bushing. That's where it is from. This is the center right there. That's the extension, and I got both of the front tires are off the ground and on jack stands. So all right, well, I'll update this if I get the pump back in and nothing else goes tragically wrong. Yeah, those look about the same.
but they're still not satisfied.
Okay. So that is everything. The pump is installed. The tensioner pulley is back in. The power steering reservoir is back on, and both the hoses are back connected here and here. So now I should be able to splash a little bit of fluid in here and see if it leaks. Alright, put the belt bag on here. If you're anything like me and you don't have a good memory, I would recommend taking a picture of your belt before you take it off. That way you can make sure that it goes back on the right way. Make sure you're over the alternator pulley, and then should be able to pull this guy on here like this. There we go. Alright. Oh, and if you didn't know, on those tensioner, you can see this right where oh, can't see that. Right there, where my finger is. See, there's two holes that line up. So like, watch my hand. So that I was putting tension on the belt. And there's two little ears there. If you're doing it by yourself, take it and turn it to the right, loosen it, or take the tension off, and then stick an Allen wrench or something that'll fit through there to hold it from moving on you. Then you can get that belt routed. I think I'm on everything. I got up around the new power steering pump. Over the idle pulley, but I think I need to move it back a little. Up around the alternator. Down. Over. Alright. We shall see. Alright, well, it's been about a month and a half since I put that in, and as you can see here, I still can turn with no problem. That squeak you're hearing is another thing that's probably broken on this car, not the power steering pump, but the power steering pump has been working and there's been no leaks. At the part number for the pump that I used at the end of this video. Alright, here's that, here's the part number for that pump. Hopefully that helps somebody.